What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I am gonna be putting the Honda Civic Type-R 100% back to stock. You can probably get an idea of why I'm doing that. This has been an absolute blast of a car to own. We'll go over the reasons why we're putting this thing back to stock after I get a few of these parts off the car. But times change and we got some new plans ahead, and obviously Civic Type-R might not be sticking around for much longer. But with that said, I have the AWE exhaust to remove, carbon fiber armor speed air intake to take off, H&R springs and spacers, and then some floor mats. So not too many parts on this car, but we're gonna get it all back to stock. In the description below, I'll have linked what parts are still available. If you want some good used parts, send me a message on Instagram for these parts. And if they are already gone by the time you get there, check out our website linked below. All the parts I've done in this car, we carry on our site, and they've really wakened this car up a lot to be even more fun. So this has definitely been one of the coolest cars. Didn't think I'd ever buy a Type-R, but the FL5 truly is an awesome sub $50,000 car that packs so much. With that said, let's start getting the Type-R into the stock form. So here is the AW kit that I just took off. I did the touring kit for the last maybe 7 or 8 months. I also have the track version. That was fun. I had that on for like the first 2 months. It's a little on the loud side, so I did swap back to the touring, which gives it a very subtle tone, but under throttle, this sounds really good. And you got those massive chrome tips, of course. So this thing got about 3,000 to 4,000 miles on it, held up perfectly as expected. AWE makes a great kit. I've loved how it sounds. It makes this 4-cylinder sound like a pretty beefy car, and those tips look great on it. So stock exhaust is back onto the suspension. I'll do one side and then film with the time-lapse the other side. This car on the H&R springs with the wheel spacers has a great stance, and the handling is so much sharper than stock. So I've been very happy with the increase in the style and handling with this kit. And welcome to a new day. That took me all day to do the exhaust and the springs. That really is quite a bit of work, but nonetheless, we are down to the easy things, the armor speed, carbon fiber air intake, time to remove. When I bought this car, it actually already had an air intake on it. This is the PRL kit. A lot of you commented when I first bought the car. These are pretty good intakes as well. But the armor speed has been sweet, especially being carbon fiber. It looks awesome underneath the hood, still giving me pretty much the same intake temperatures as stock. Lastly, I did take the mud flaps off, which you saw in some of the clips. Those were on this car when I bought it, and I figured might as well take them off as well, be a cheap part for someone to get on the used market. They looked great in my opinion, and they worked really well. And then easy enough, the last thing is gonna be just the floor mats, swapping back to the factory Civic ones. Alright, so the FL5 Type-R is back to its stock form the way I bought it, aside from obviously the intake that it already had on it, but she is back to the way I bought it. Keep in mind, yesterday and today, it's over 90, like 8 degrees outside. It has been so crazy hot doing this, but nonetheless, not the worst car to work on. We got that intake back on, and then as you can tell, we have the armor speed air intake right here, the nice carbon fiber look. This was a really sweet intake. It sounded really nice. And then these are the last fit all-weather floor mats that I had in the car. Did a really good job protecting the interior. So I was very happy with them. The car already had the Honda all-weather floor mats. So we'll just put those back in to keep the car in the nice form with the Civic logo on them. All right, so setting off in the Civic Type-R back in the way it was when I bought it. First and foremost, the AW exhaust sounded so good. I really liked the Touring kit a lot. The track one was a little loud for my taste. I'm not a teenager, so maybe it was a little loud for my age. So the track, not my favorite, but it did sound really good. The Touring was perfect. It wasn't obnoxious under the cold start. It was just a really good tone kit for this car. When you floored it, it sounded great. So that was definitely my taste. I'll have both of them, which is cool to at least be able to mix and match depending on what you're doing with the car. Armor speed intake is definitely louder than this PRL one. This one's a fine kit for sure. I really like the carbon fiber and the sounds with the armor speed one. That was a really, really nice way to go. It feels like I'm in a 4x4 now that we're not lowered anymore, so the car just feels a little tall for my taste. Overall ride quality is about the same though. The H&R springs didn't sacrifice anything, but it gave you a slightly stiffer rate for those hard turns without really making it uncomfortable to drive. I find this to be a really good daily driver. Handling and things like that, it's a little more out there. It's still a great handling car, but you can tell it's just not quite as sharp as it used to be. So the mods make a good change. Steering still is sharp. This car is one of the coolest handling cars out there. So let's get into why am I putting back to stock. So yes, I'm gonna be selling the Civic Type-R. So the story with this car, a little interesting. This was kind of a purchase out of the blue for me. I've had sports cars, and every car I've ever bought, I basically have upgraded to the next best car, a more expensive car, a cooler car, an upgrade basically. This was the first time I have taken a step back. So if you're new, I traded in my manual transmission 2023 Toyota Supra. That car was $60,000. Owned that for 2 years. I sold it for what I paid, so it didn't cost me a penny to own that car. I really enjoyed it a lot. That was an amazing car. It was my second Supra. Gosh, this exhaust sounds nothing compared to the AW. That is insane how dull this car sounds. Anyways, so I traded in the manual Supra for this car. My goal at the time was, let me get something that wipes the debt I had on the Supra gone. I owed 15 grand on the car when I traded it in. This car was $15,000 cheaper, 60 grand to 45 grand. No more car loan, cool. So my goal at the time was to kind of start eliminating debt. And doing that, I've paid off the Lamborghini. That has been my dream car, that is my baby. And I own that car free and clear now, which I'm really happy to just not have car payments. It's a nice feeling to just kind of take a step back. So with all that said, at the time buying this, my wife and I were starting to start a family, and I was like, I have the Lamborghini, that's my two-doored impractical toy. The Supra, I wasn't driving much. I only put about 400 miles on that car in the last 7 or 8 months of ownership. Not worth keeping a car I don't drive. And every single time I would want to go out and have fun, I'd take the Lambo. Now it's getting to the same point with this car to where I bought this because I was thinking in the future with a kid, it'd be nice to have a second car with back seats. I was planning on giving this the rest of the year to see how much I use this as a dad car. To be honest, a couple months into it, I am not using this as a dad car, even in the slightest, primarily because of 2 reasons. It's a manual transmission. My wife doesn't drive stick shift, so she will never drive this car. She's never driven this car. So this car is only for me to drive. Second, more importantly, there's no rear air vents, and it has been crazy hot this summer. Like I just said, it's been over 90 degrees for all these videos I'm filming. Even in the garage, I am sweating so much. It is crazy hot out, and it does not cool off in the back of this car quickly to make it even remotely worth using this as a dad car during the summertime. And in North Carolina, I mean, it's still gonna be hot well into October, maybe November, December. It won't be that hot out, but it'll still get very hot in a non-garage kept car. So I just had zero desire whatsoever to actually put our child in the back of this car due to the heat. If we go somewhere in this, let's say it is a cool morning, we go somewhere, if we're shopping or something and this car's gonna be sitting outside at a store, it's going to be boiling hot in the back. When it's time to get back in the car, cranking up the AC, it'll take way too long to cool off in the back for it to make any sense. The RS3 has been an awesome family car. I know some people were thinking that's gonna be way too small for a family car. It has been fantastic. We have a low profile car seat. It fits perfectly. We can both sit in the front seats. Plenty of storage space in the trunk and the other rear seat. So the RS3 has been great. In the climate control, what I've noticed in the German cars is so much better than the generic brands. That car, within 20 seconds, the back seats are cool on a super hot day. So I am very, very impressed with the RS3 as our family car. That is my wife's car. She loves that thing, and she has full decision on that car if she ever wants to sell it. but we have no plans of selling the RS3. It has been a great family car for us, and the Civic just isn't gonna be the dad car that I thought it would be. So nothing against the Civic. This has been such a fun car, and the whole YouTube thing with buying and selling cars, some people get a little offended when, you know, you buy a car, sell it a year, they think, oh, you only bought it for content and then you're throwing it to the curb. That's not the case, at least for our channel. If I had unlimited money, unlimited space, I would have all the cars you have seen in our channel. You know, if I had the Supra still a GTR, I'd still have this, all sorts of cars, I would. However, the reality of it is I don't really want to own that many cars. It kind of gets old, it kind of gets a little cumbersome. I can't honestly imagine the people you see on YouTube who have the 20 car collections. That just seems stressful, and I have zero desire to have that many cars. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining at all. I'm very, very grateful for the position that we have built this business into. On top of that, we get a press car every week. Both of my brother and I, we each have a press car most of the time. So for the most part, I'm rocking 4 cars at the house, and half the time I'm working from home, my wife works from home. Like, we just don't use our cars that much. So I don't know, it's just, I would rather kind of downsize a little bit and maybe just get a single car that can do it all. We'll see with the Lambo, that's still my baby and I love it. But to have this car, I've kind of done all the content with it, which has been a blast. But now that I'm kind of done with any videos on it, I'm not using it for the personal stuff. So yeah, it kind of seems like the right time to say goodbye to it. With that said though, again, doing YouTube, getting to test out these cars, it makes financial sense for me to play with cars that I've wished to own. This has been one of the coolest cars. Like I said, this was kind of a, not an impulse purchase, but a random purchase for me. I have loved the community with the FL5 Type-R. So many of you guys who have been watching the content, this has been one of the coolest cars ever. It is an absolute blast. It handles like a dream. The modifications make it even better. This is one of the coolest cars you can buy if you want something that's practical and fun. While I don't think it's the best dad car, it has been a practical utility car. I've hauled so much house stuff that you would think you need a pickup truck for. I'm literally at the hardware store a month ago with all the trucks in the pro section at the hardware store, and I'm loading this up with house stuff. And here I am in my little manual Civic. So I have loved owning this car. It has been a dream, and with our YouTube channel, our videos don't just appeal to our subscribers day one and then get no more views. Most channels, that's how they kind of work. They get the views day one, day two, and the video's pretty much lost forever. Our videos still get views years later. We get comments on videos that we filmed 10 years ago still. So the content I have made on this FL5 for years and years to come, people who are gonna be buying these Type-Rs are gonna be stumbling upon my videos, my reviews, my comparisons, the modification videos, and they're gonna have good content to check out to see what it's like to own this car. And with our website, all the parts, we still are gonna carry, of course, and I'm still gonna be a resource for FL5 information now that I have about a year under my belt with owning this car. So it's been awesome to own. I have literally no complaints with this at all, aside from it's just not the dad car I thought it would be. So we will see what I do next for the next car, but Civic's going up for sale. All the parts you saw me take off are for sale. And check out our website if you don't want to go used and want to pick up some brand new parts and other parts that I didn't put on this car. But that is it for today's video, guys. I have loved the Type-R. Only positive things to say about my ownership. If you are looking for a sub 50 grand, exceptionally fun car with practicality, this is a car to absolutely buy. I'll see you guys in the next video.